Good evening, May. I hope you're enjoying your car ride today, listening to the 5th episode of the Piggybank podcast. May, you're never gonna believe it because you listen audio only, so you can't see him. But your best friend, your hero, the rank 1, multiple BlizzCon champion, Rukes, is our guest this week. Welcome, Rukes.
Thanks for having me on.
Listen,
How you doing tonight?
we should be thanking you for letting us have just a moment of your time. You're a very busy man.
I've always wanted to be on a podcast, and in my mind, like it was always going to be Joe Rogan's podcast, but
Yeah.
this one's pretty good too.
Yeah, we'll
So
settle. We'll settle.
We're
it's a
coming
good
up
way to
to
break
that.
the ice.
So, Joe, what have you done with your however many days it's been since our last podcast? As May threatens to kill me every time she drives to work without
Oh, God.
podcast.
Well, I try and do the podcast regular with you, but
Oh yeah,
you usually flake.
Yep.
So
I'm so hard to get a hold of and really schedule things with in general. So
well, it's not that you like to schedule things interestingly, like major holiday in your country.
yeah.
We should do the podcast.
Listen,
at dinner time.
I'll take the L on that one. I completely forgot that Canada has like a different Thanksgiving, so I was like, oh, we'll have Austin on, and then you're like, motherfucker, like it's thanks fucking giving.
I was trying to figure it out too. I was like, okay, I can bring my laptop and I'll just bring my mic and my camera, and then I'll need another monitor, so I'll just bring one of those down too. Then I'll be like in my parents' like spare bedroom at 1 a.m. in the morning screaming at you.
Yeah.
So maybe we're gonna call it for tonight.
Yeah.
And move on.
We also got bailed out by May just vomiting uncontrollably, so she missed work and therefore hasn't been mad about the lack of podcasting.
Oh, well, my dear friend Haley, I hope you're feeling better now when you're listening to this.
And crack open a delicious monster. Anyways, Rooks, what new and exciting things have been happening for you? I see you've got a new computer.
I did, yeah. I just built a PC. It's my first build.
I'm very proud of you. I saw a lot of
Yeah.
pictures of the process.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm pretty happy I did it. I was gonna buy another pre-built, and one of the guys at work was like, "Why don't you just build one? I'll help you out with it, and you'll be able to get better parts for that budget."
Oh yeah.
They got your job absolutely. Listen, anyone that buys pre-built, dude, I got some bad news. You're just wasting so much money.
Now,
I
I was
always
with
did.
you. I was with you until last year. I'd be right in that camp firmly with you.
Yeah, sure. There are now, like, because of how fucked the computer market can be because of crypto, there are absolutely times where buying pre-built is the way to go.
Yeah.
However,
I think
The
it's
mag-
starting to kind of normalize again,
Yes.
though.
Yeah.
the magic coins are getting sick again. It's what you like to see as a computer purchaser.
Not all of them though. Some of
okay.
the magic coins
Yeah,
are on
that
the
is
up and
absolute Shib not being one of them.
Well, agree to disagree this
I mean,
time.
we could go look at my Coinbase account, and we could. So, Rooks, for clarification here, this fucking monkey, this absolute ape, messages me one night. I was like bored. We were playing Super People. He's like, you know what? I've got an investment opportunity for you. It cannot go tits up. And I was like, you'll love to hear it. And I had some fucking spare change just burning a hole in my pocket. I was like, all right, I'll buy this magic coin that you claim just cannot. It's going to the moon, boys. So I spent $100 on this coin, and I woke up the next day, and it was at like $20. Just completely, with overnight, evaporated. And one day, Jit messages me. This is like 2 months after I'd bought it, and he's like, dude, check Shib now. Who's the fucking moron for telling you to buy this shit now? And I'm like, oh, huge. Like, we've made a come up. And I open my fucking little app, and it's like $23. And I'm like, shit.
Fuck yeah,
This is
It's on the up and up.
shit.
on the way back up.
We're still down $77. So yeah.
Well,
Oh, Jit DC, he's fucking gone forever. Unless you can also hear me, Rooks.
Did he DC again? I can
Yeah,
hear
well,
you.
that or he's being very, very, very still, trying to
He
not.
might be upset about the coin. He might be checking it. I don't know.
That could be, yeah, it could be true. I'm gonna guess that all of Canada was just completely just nuked off of the face of the earth in this moment.
Oh,
And
is Jit from Canada?
oh yeah, you don't really interact with the boys. Yeah, Jit is a Canadian.
That's pretty cool.
It's not. Canada sucks. No offense, Nigel. It's a lame country, and it needs to be taken over by America.
I was drinking some Labatt Blue
Nice. Is that a Canadian beverage?
last week, and yeah, that is I believe a Canadian beverage.
Yeah. All it would
That's
take
quite
is
nice.
like 4 infantry platoons, and we could make that an American beverage. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think they're like real heavy on like guns and like war strategies and stuff.
Yeah. It's
Has
mostly.
Canada ever been in a war?
That's a great question. I'm gonna assume no, and then
You don't
if
really
the-
hear about them.
Yeah, if the answer is yes, I'm going to assume they lost the war. Oh wait, wait. Didn't we lose the War of 1812 to them?
Was that against them?
I'm almost certain that they invaded us from Canada, marched on the White House, and literally burned it to the ground. Welcome back, Jit.
That is true. That happened.
How's?
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Yeah.
I
1812.
feel like I would have like heard about this at some
wait,
point,
you
like maybe in high school or something.
Yeah, no. The War of 1812 is like the biggest L America has ever taken.
Was that the first White House though? Wasn't like
Yeah.
the White House originally in like Carolina or something?
Probably. That shit got burned to the fucking ground though. Okay,
Really?
they
Oh, you had to move
literally
it.
destroyed our Capitol building and then fucking left. Like, yeah, good luck rebuilding. And then we just took
So
over
they
the world.
just did it to be a dick.
I'm sure there was like a reason. I don't think it was.
I don't
they
know
didn't
if
take
you know the
over.
reputation of Canadians, but it's usually just we do things to be a dick, you know?
I feel like Canadians are known more for being soft little horse riding little monkeys.
But health insurance though.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about your health insurance? Are you a big fan of it?
I love the fact that I don't have to pay anything, but
Okay.
I don't love the fact that it's being
Pretty cool.
dismantled and put into the ground right now.
Okay, so prior to it being destroyed, you were satisfied with your healthcare?
Oh, beyond.
Okay, that's
So good.
That's good to hear. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, how about you, buddy? How's your healthcare doing?
Prior to quitting my job, could not have better health insurance. That like copay was like $5. I would just show up and anything I wanted, as soon as I wanted it, would get it. It was great. It was fucking amazing.
They always try to find a way to screw you though. Like I have like very good health insurance, but I had to go in for an emergency surgery, and like they pretty much didn't give me. They're like, "Hey, you have to get your gallbladder out. Like, there's no option. Like, we're gonna take it." And
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay, like I have good
We're
insurance.
hungry.
It's no problem."
That's
and
ours
then-
now.
They did it, and they're like, "Oh shit, you know what though? The doctor that did it, he wasn't in network with your insurance,
Yep.
so our bad. You're just gonna have to pay for it."
Yeah.
That blows my mind so
that's a
much.
big
Yeah, so
fucking
that was
thing.
like, "Oh, this is great. This is so cool."
Yeah. They're just like, yeah, go ahead and eat a bag of dicks. Give us $40 billion. And it's like what the fuck? Like, the options were die.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have died, but eventually I probably would have died.
Yeah.
I would imagine there'd be like some kind of infection or so. I'd probably be
Yeah.
very slow and painful.
Long-term health, like issues. But yeah, now that you mention that, there is a lot of moments in the American healthcare system where you're sort of put in a situation of like, okay, well, I mean, I guess your options are go into debt or die. But if you're gonna be a fucking
Yeah.
baby about it,
Or
like,
just go die in the street.
yeah,
Yeah, it sounds great. It sounds wonderful.
yeah. Again, if you've got a lot of
Greatest
money,
country in the world.
it's like S tier. The second you stop having a lot of money, I started coughing because all this cotton candy in my room, and I was like, well, I guess we're just gonna die.
Yeah, I don't think that's good for having like
A long life.
4 inches away from your head.
Yeah. Well, the good
Yeah.
news is I'm throwing all the cotton candy away tomorrow, so
That's
Now,
good.
how are you disposing of it? Is what I'd like to know. Are you just gonna
just taking it to the
throw
dump.
it in your yard? Okay.
Yeah. No. Why the fuck?
Okay. Listen,
propose
buddy,
you
you're
poops.
sleeping. You're true. Make it nice and comfortable for her while she's walking around back there. Nice cushion.
Yeah. For reference, I sleep right here, and there's the giant pile of constantly disturbed cotton candy.
Right where you could breathe it in.
Yeah. I'm constantly inhaling it. It feels pretty good.
Have you considered getting like a fan and blowing from the cotton candy to the bed? Just to give you a nice airflow too.
Oh, that's true.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go. Get a good circulation in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not the worst idea I've heard for just completely inting my like longevity as a human being, but I might not do that one yet. Just nothing against you.
Listen, I took a job where I cut fiberglass with a big old machine for 12 hours a day, and I turned out just fine.
Well, that's not true. You turned out okay. I'll grant you that. You turned out into like an acceptable shape and form, but
I'll take it. I'll take
Yeah.
it. It's a win.
I think you're splendid.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
Rukes, I
no,
love you.
I think that you're great. However, right, I also think that pizza is great, but pizza is objectively
is.
fucking terrible for you, and you probably shouldn't eat it.
No,
However,
see, this is where people make a mistake.
well, I'm listening.
It's really not like that. Like, you get a lot of nutrients. Like, you get your grains from the crust.
Okay.
You get, your dairy with your proteins and whatnot from the
Yep.
cheese. You get,
Okay.
vegetables from the tomato sauce. If you want to add some extra proteins, you put like some meats on there, some pepperoni,
Okay.
sausage, whatever you're into.
Yeah.
You're tackling a lot at once. It's actually very, very good for you.
That's true.
I'm
So,
gonna have pizza from now on, Rukes.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a
it's-
pizza tonight.
Yeah, you should eat it every day.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Any
good advice.
doctor in America will tell you that.
I agree with that. You heard it here first, folks. If you don't eat pizza every day, you're a coward and probably a fucking loser. So
Probably gonna die. Yeah.
yeah.
That's fair.
I get 100%. If you do not eat pizza every day, you will eventually die. That is just a fact.
That is a fact.
And yeah, I don't think anyone is going to contest that. You should be a doctor, Rukes.
There's a lot of conspiracy theorists that will go out and say that like pizza's not good for
Yeah.
you, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll talk about how like eating like gallons of grease is like bad for you, but that's
Yeah,
that's
what do they
communist
know?
propaganda.
just anti-pizza.
Yeah, if grease was so shitty, why does my car run more better when it has more grease in it? Explain that to
Exactly.
me, scientists.
Exactly.
He's
You got to
cracking
think
code.
about your body like a car. You have to
Exactly.
put good fuel in it and keep
Yes.
it well lubricated.
Exactly. That's why I'm at all times just covering myself in lotion and just devouring any sort of greasy thing I can find. That
Yeah.
was,
Just stacks of Panzerottis where you're
Yeah.
lotioning your body.
yeah, just lubricate myself on the inside. Sometimes I get confused and I rub the pizza on the outside and I eat the fucking lotion.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
all
you will
goes to the
have
same
that.
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? I don't know if it all goes to the same spot. I actually, if
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
eventually.
honest, I know woefully little about how the human body absorbs nutrients. I understand that I eat things and then it goes to my tummy. I just don't understand like. So there's acid and shit in your stomach, right?
Yeah, I think it
Maybe
just melts
in
the
yours.
stuff.
Yeah, like how does it melting it give you the nutrients, or does it extract the nutrients and melts what's left over?
I think when it melts, like the melted product just kind of soaks in,
Okay,
like goes like
I'm gonna
into
go
your
with Rukes.
guts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rukes probably knows
I'm
what he's
just
talking
going
about.
to believe you because fuck if I know. I'm not anything.
Yeah. No, I feel like that's the most reasonable explanation. I mean, it's got to happen somehow.
Yeah,
It does have to happen somehow, and out of the things we've been presented with so far, that's the most reasonable.
yeah. Also the only thing that we've been presented with, but I accept it as fact. Also, Jit, I'm gonna give you some life advice right now,
What's up,
okay?
buddy?
As you can tell,
Talk
I'm
to me.
wearing a coat right now
Yeah.
in the privacy of
You're a
my
little
own
chilly.
home. I did not realize my entire life. All right, I've been a bigger fella. Okay.
Mhm.
People would always bitch about getting cold, and I would just like stop being a fucking pussy. It's not that cold. No, it turns out I was just fat as fuck. That was what it was the entire time.
Yeah.
Because
Just
now that
packing
I'm
insulation,
down
buddy.
like 100 pounds, it's a little fucking chilly. Okay, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna completely undo all of my like getting healthy shit. We're gonna jump right back up. We're aiming for 450 this time.
Hell yeah, brother.
Just never getting cold again.
Push the high score. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, I used to be like super like skinny, like sickly looking skinny,
Yeah.
and I was always cold, but ever since I gained weight, I do run hot now, so
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm doing the inverse of that. I was always running hot, and then I decided like if I just don't eat and play World of Warcraft all day,
Mhm.
pounds just fall off you. Just
Yeah, and that's like a really good way to lose weight. I'm
Yeah.
glad you brought that up
Yeah.
because people talk about like, oh, like I want to lose weight, so I'm trying to adjust my diet. Just don't eat.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it.
You heard it
Weight
here.
will fall
Dr.
off.
Roots. Dr. Roots again.
Absolutely the
Coming
best
in hot.
Like diets are hard to stick to, okay?
Exactly.
Yeah, and you feel bad when you deviate from them. So if your diet is just simply not eating,
Mhm.
it's so much simpler.
Find something like a video game or
Yeah.
a television show to distract
Yeah.
yourself from the pain that you'll
Yeah.
feel and just get through it.
Drugs, hard alcohol,
Preferably a very
drugs,
sedentary
Extreme
activity.
depression.
Yeah, there are
Yeah,
a lot of
perfect.
avenues through which you can lose weight, and I think that anyone who can't lose weight is a coward, and probably just isn't trying hard enough.
Yeah, they're just not putting the effort to find something good enough in life to distract them.
Exactly.
Like depression.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
You're gonna get out of it what you put in.
Yeah. Exactly. I could not have put
That's
it better
rank one for you.
myself.
He
That's
never
rank
misses.
one advice.
That is true. I just, Rukes, I'm so glad to see it. You're not fully back yet, but I'm glad to see you
but
on the
I'm
game.
working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, I was very sad that your class in TBC was like kind of dog shit, so you just like evaporated.
Yeah, that might have been part of it.
Yeah.
But rogues are like pretty decent in Wrath.
Oh, they're fantastic. They're like the second or third DPS right now.
Looking at the meters, I think they're second and fifth for
they're hot
assassination in
DPS.
combat.
Is it a lot of mutilate?
Well, good news. Combat is like 3 spots below assassination, which I think is second or third. So like, both the 2 specs right now at least are viable as shit, killing it. And the difference in like the 70 to 80 bracket is like maybe 100, 200 DPS. So it's not even like dog shit. Like going into Wrath, people talked about the idea of like bring the player, not the class. And I thought that was just cope for like dog shit players being like, oh, I don't have to play the bad class anymore. I can be what I want. It's like, no, you're still dog shit. Get the fuck out of here. But actually, it genuinely does seem like bring the player, not the class. Because like, obviously Uldor might change my opinion, but it really does feel like the issues aren't going to be, oh, we were 4 DPS off of the check we had to reach. Now it feels more like there's like a little pizza on the floor you can't stand in. And that just seems to be demolishing my raid to the point of like, that's all that kills us.
Well, that's what happens when you don't bring me.
Shit, I cannot wait for you to die to one of the pizza fucking circles. The first
There's
raid.
no universe where I ever die to a pizza circle.
So is that like the only mechanic so far? Is just they put stuff on the ground for you not to stand in?
Well, they're like the old Nax mechanics, but like the damage values of those mechanics and failing them feel like they're the exact same at level, like as the level 60 version, where it's like if you remember the Plague Wing, there's the ghouls that shoot out the fucking like little like stacking debuff on you, and they like turn into stone. You can get like 30 stacks of that debuff. Like it just doesn't.
That's bad.
It does nothing now.
Think about the Hagen safety dance. What you can take like 3 hits of that before you actually die for like most classes.
I genuinely think the meta for that fight is going to evolve into not moving.
Yeah, just stand turret and fucking burn them.
Blow the dude the fuck up because it does no damage. Like 4 Horsemen's a joke. The only fight that I think is wipeable on is Patchwork. If you just get like, if your healers kind of slack off, and then KT, only because they're little pizza circles and our fucking DPS have like 5 IQ. Like Quotes is listening to this right now. There is if a circle spawns under Quotes, it's over. He's done for. It's too late.
That's it.
Like the man will get B-resed. 4 seconds later, dude, a new pizza shows up. And if you don't, like, I've taken it upon myself now, especially this next week, I'm just gonna watch Quotes' feet and let him know every time, because my man is just, he's too focused on that Home Depot grind set to fucking realize the giant fucking hockey puck of death is formed under him.
I'd love to see everyone, like every Raider's POV. I want a 25-man, everyone's screen sharing, so we can look over it afterwards. So I can't believe how these people are missing these pizza slices.
There's a lot of cope about it. Because Vutu was talking about how hard they are to see, and he's like on his stream, and he's like, his friend was like, yeah, I couldn't see either. And I pull up the stream to where he dies, and it's like, it's right there. Like, you're standing in it. What the fuck do you mean? Like, it's a giant fucking circle
on the ground. Now, is this just the detonate mana that
No.
UKT?
I will say Melee have a harder time because it happens to them more often. Like with casters, it's like you're one caster spread out from everyone, right? Yeah. So there's like, you know, an incredibly low, 1 in 25 chance of it spawning on you, right? Whereas Melee are standing in big clumps, right? So it's like there's like 6 melee in a stack. So suddenly, your odds have gone up exponentially, So it happens to them more, but it's like, nah, I'm saying this as someone who's only had the mechanic happen to him 4 times, okay? But I'm tanking, I'm watching the timers, I'm making callouts, and it spawns under me, and my little screen just goes like, watch feet. And I'm like, I like feet. okay, what's going on here? And I look at my
Sure.
feet, and I'm like, oh, there's the hockey puck, and then I just like run away, and then it
Now-
blows up, and we're good.
You said you have a little notification that says watch feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would that be the GTFO add-on?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Because if so, then I don't want it.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't need it.
That's true.
Much like many of our raiders,
Yeah,
we just don't need
you're
it.
too good at the game. Yeah, my favorite fucking cope take from anyone who dies to mechanics of like, no, I'm too good for it. It's like, you're not, dude. You're not that guy. Listen,
You just
buddy,
proved it.
you're not that guy. I don't know. Ulduar is gonna be interesting because we'll see how like the juxtaposition of like, because right now it's like everyone's generally doing really good DPS in our raid, and it's like, is that really good DPS going to scale when there are more hockey pucks to step out of in these fights? Where it's like, if you don't, you just fucking die, right? I don't know enough about Ulduar. I've looked like zero into it, but I imagine the hockey puck of
Overrated
death.
Alduar.
Yeah, same. I think I did it one time as a child. I drove a little car, and I was like, this is really cool. And my cousin was like, bye, that's it. That was all you could do. We're gonna bring in real players now. You're stop being a
Like,
9-year-old.
okay, buddy, bye.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, I have no knowledge of Wrath of the Lich King aside from Nax from playing Classic. So like everything else going forward.
Wrath was out my senior year of
Gotta
high
figure it out.
school, so I
How
definitely
much
played a
fucking
lot. But
older
I
are
didn't
you than me,
raid.
Rukes?
Yeah. Rukes, are
I'm
you like
30.
40?
You're 30?
Yeah,
There's no way.
That's
Yeah.
not.
When did Wrath come out?
You're not. That's wrong. What year did you graduate high school?
2010.
Oh, okay. That makes. So he was.
Oh,
I think it dropped in 2009.
I think it was like November of 2009.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
2011 around. I think Christmas 2010 or Christmas 2011 is when Kata came out. So you got the tail end of Wrath. Like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, Rukes, that
Well,
makes a lot more
it
sense.
was
now.
there for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Dylan, what year did you graduate high school? Just curious.
What year do you think I graduated high school? Actually, Jet?
Fucking 2018.
14.
I don't know.
Both of you
Oh,
are
I was
wrong. 2015. 2015.
Close.
Also,
That's disgusting.
yeah, no, December 7th, 2010 is when Kata came out. So yeah, real tail end of Wrath.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember, dude, I got the Kata. My mom bought me the Kata like collector's edition thing, and that's like one of my fondest memories as a child. Like opening the big box. Oh, it's got DVDs. I fucking love behind the scenes shit, dude. I gorged myself on the Cataclysm behind the scenes shit, and then I was just terrible at the
You
game.
had like the collector's edition.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It was
You
so-
still have it?
It is probably somewhere at my parents' house,
Yeah,
but
See,
that's pretty cool.
I had the complete opposite reaction. At Christmas, I opened up, unwrapped my little package, and it's TBC Collector's Edition. And I said, fuck is this?
yeah.
I've never seen this game before.
Yeah.
And I said, I'll give it a try. Sure, it's got a month of game time. How bad could it be? And then I quit as of level like 3.
Yeah.
So
You're like, way to go,
I was like-
Mom, you dumb bitch. I don't
Wow.
fucking like this game.
this is the worst game. I think I played an undead mage, and I said, this is boring. Why would
Just
anyone
didn't
waste
catch
their
on
time?
right away.
Do you guys ever think back to Christmas presents your parents got and realize like I mean Christmas presents that you didn't like directly tell them you wanted, like when they were winging it and when they like actually did a good job. So like for example, like my parents bought me a lot of just random video games, and it's like I think back to it and it gives me like a warm feeling in my chest that my fucking retarded mom was just like walking around like Target or GameStop and was like, oh, there's a little orky guy. He'll probably like to play orcs and goblins. And she just brings it home and like, yeah, it's like, oh, what a nice lady for giving it the old college try.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely, yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, no, like
Pretty wholesome.
I every time I think back to gifts my parents got, it's like, yeah, how do you navigate what a fucking like 10-year-old wants if he doesn't just say like, I want a bicycle? Like, how do you figure out like, because there's no way that I was like saying anything that wasn't just complete nonsense at 10 years old of like, goblins are really cool. I'm gonna ride my bike now. And that was like all that she had to work on was goblins are really cool and I'm gonna ride my bike now.
Ghouls,
Now-
just little green ghouls.
Yeah.
You're a very stunted 10-year-old, or you don't know what 10-year-olds sound like when they speak.
I was a very stunted 10-year-old dude.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like What grade is being 10?
Now it's probably easier, just because
Oh,
like
it's
5.
Fortnite.
you could guess it's either Fortnite or Minecraft, and
Oh, yeah.
one of those two is going to be it.
Well, it's also like gaming is super popular, so it's like I think it's a lot easier for there are more parents that are gamers, so it's really easy to keep up like with your
Mhm.
kids' interests. Whereas like my mom could maybe differentiate between fucking Mario and Luigi, and that's like the
God.
extent of her knowledge. Like if you showed her Master Halo and fucking Samus, she'd be like, "Oh, like of course I know who that's Bowser." Like
Yeah.
absolutely. And it's like no, that is neither of those two characters.
Obviously.
Jesus.
But yeah,
See, my parents really tried to go with well, pick out a game that he really likes, you know? He likes the video games. What is he, 5 years old? Sure, he's played Halo. Why don't we get him Steel Battalion?
I think I know that game. What is Steel Battalion though?
It's the mech pilot game where you're given a controller that's about this big
Fuck yeah.
with 2 joysticks, a clutch, fucking pedals, and 47 buttons, and said, "Son, you're gonna learn how to pilot a mech today."
Yeah,
and send
this
it on my
makes
way.
so much sense. Your like love of like just the dumbest shit in video games, it stems from this moment where your parents bought you a fucking mech suit to play a fucking game from.
When I was a little kid, my grandmother, me and my cousin would always go to her house on the weekends because she just loved having us, and like our parents were like, "Sweet,
Yeah.
take them."
Yeah.
And she bought us an Xbox, and she would just sometimes like come home with like a new game. And one day she came home with Halo Combat Evolved,
Fuck
and
Hell yeah.
she had no idea what it was. We started playing; it was instantly like obsessed, like
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah.
And my mom walked in on us playing it one time and was like, "Oh my god!" Just fucking lost her shit. She's like, "You bought them this game?" I was like, "Oh, it just looked like he had like an army guy on the front. It looked
Yeah.
fine."
So,
But absolute classic.
but like even like think about like it's like now like when you're a kid you just know frame of reference of like what an adult thinks about, right? Your grandma was walking through the store, saw Halo, and was like, little Rukes would love this, and just took a gamble. Like
the
it's
dark.
it's just so funny to imagine like just like your older like your grandma just like seeing Halo in a store and being like, this is a good
Yeah.
investment. This is a good
Seeing the
idea.
Green Army Man on the cover and just
Yeah.
being
One
like,
should be it. They're
Good
into
Army
stuff
Man.
like that,
yeah.
Yeah.
and it was a slam dunk.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, hey, Combat Evolved to this day holds up. So
Oh,
back
great
amazing.
game.
back in high school, I like took over the computer lab. That's like where we all hung out. It was called the Click, and we ended up hanging out there. We had a Click of the Click.
That's a good name.
Yeah, and like the actual room was called like the computer lab. It was pronounced Click though, and so it was called the Click. It was very cool. And I fucking downloaded Halo 1 onto every single fucking PC, and we would have giant LAN parties where we would just fucking
Hell yeah.
That's sick.
yeah. But it's like and like everyone got involved. Like we would have like the most like 15 fucking people, and like half of them were like girls who had never played a game before in their life, but they're like, oh, look, we'll try out Halo. And like I think I ruined a lot of girls' lives by getting them addicted to video games. Where
Hell
it's
yeah.
like, you know, they had made it to 18 without like having a computer addiction, and they were like, wait a minute, games can be this fun? Like I thought computer games
Yeah.
were lame as fuck. And then it's like I find them like 3 years later, and it's like they've just been playing Minecraft for 9 days straight, looking like a fucking ghoul. It's like that's my bad, dog. I'm gonna take the
Dylan-
L on that one.
So
Single-handedly
you helped
seated.
create like gamer girls.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I
you
yeah,
did your part to the cause,
Yeah,
and I
exactly.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Every time I log into Valorant,
yeah.
I appreciate it.
You're listen. A lot of those Valo kids. Okay, they're probably friends of a friend. All right, you know, Sabrina probably texted someone who texted someone, and you know, but
You ever see the way pro Valorant players like have their setup where like the monitor's like an inch away from their face?
Oh yeah,
It's
CS:GO
insane.
players too.
It is fucking crazy.
no.
Rukes, you might have seen this actually. There was a clip from a CS tournament recently where one of the guys missed an enemy because his face was too close to the PC.
Based.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just back
was
up a few
like-
inches.
That and the dude was just standing off to his left, just outside of his peripheral vision. But like if he was back an inch and he fucking whiffed the tournament.
He'd be a world champion.
Yeah, like you.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
the
clearly
only
not.
thing that I
That
know
glory
from
lasts forever.
CS:GO is that Summit 1G walked on his own Molly one time. That's it. That's my entire understanding of like CS:GO's like competitive scene is one time some guy named Summit 1G threw a fucking molly and then he walked on it and lost the round. And it's
Oh
like,
god.
do you know have you seen that clip?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like my
I
only
never saw
frame of
that clip.
reference.
I know
Yeah.
he's like he's big in like the FPS scene.
Mhm.
He was one of
Was
like
he playing with Cloud9? Or was that different?
Shroud for sure did, but
Yeah.
I
I
don't know
thought
about.
Summit, Shroud, and one other was all in Cloud9.
So I don't think Summit was like, as far as I know, Summit's just always been a good CS player, and he like debuted in like that game or something. I could be someone who knows more about this probably fucking losing their fucking mind right now.
Dreaming.
He played Classic like when the beta was out.
He
and
loves
stuff. I remember seeing
that
his streams.
stuff. I remember him as part of the OG like WoW scene of like Reckful and like Mitch Jones, and then he really got into battle royales in CS and like that. That's how I knew him. But he may have like always just been like a pro player, but I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, he's been pro since like 2015.
Oh, see that? Yes, that's late then. He's been around way longer than that. Okay, so
yeah.
It
But
seems
for the past, like 7 years, he's
Yeah.
been doing pro circuits.
Yeah. So it seems like to me at least he was like popular and then went pro as opposed to like what Shroud did, where it's like
He just went pro and then exploded on the scene.
Then found out that like it's just way easier to be really good at the game and just soak in the dollar bills.
Just stream it.
I feel like those guys have to make a lot more streaming than they do.
Oh, 100%.
Like doing tournaments.
100%. There's like no money in tournaments currently outside of like the most popular games, right?
Yeah. You'd have like the championship tournament, and that's like the only money you're getting.
Yeah. The only like if I had to like off the top of my head, it's like MOBAs they're huge, so there's probably a lot of money in that. And when I say a lot of money, I mean like you're not a millionaire now. You're just like paying the bills, right?
Yeah.
It's like MOBAs. Is Overwatch a MOBA? Because I would count that. I think that Blizzard has invested a lot of money into the success of esports in that arena, and then maybe CS:GO, and I think it's maybe those three that you can like have a legitimate career where like you can afford to buy a house after a few years, as opposed to like I don't think pro Rocket League players are having the time of their lives.
Yeah, probably not. But that is like a big esports game, though.
Yeah. I have friends. I always love when I find out a friend is like absurdly good at something, and then it's like oh, like you're the guy that like the pro players are playing against, like when they're like scrimming online or like just like climbing ladder. It's like, oh, you're like within like the top 1,000 players. Like what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
That always fascinates me. But
and that's what I like most about meeting Rukes,
Exactly,
meet a real rank 1 legend.
Exactly. A BlizzCon champion.
What? Yeah, 2 times.
Yeah, it's
the only person to ever do it back to back.
Yeah, it's really important to put respect on his name.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of BlizzCon champions, is that still a thing? Do they still do that? Like,
I don't know if they. I know COVID put a damper on that, so I don't know if they like got that going again.
Okay.
But they used to have the Arena World Championships every year at BlizzCon.
The only thing I know about that, other than you being an absolute, just hero of the people, is there was a guy named Sea-Doo, and I think he lost like 4 in a row.
Yeah, Sea-Doo's like, it's just an epic fucking story. Like his like journey to like the championship.
Yeah.
Because he lost like a couple years in a row, and then like he came in like 2nd or 3rd, and it was like so close, and everyone was like, he's got to be done now. Like, how much does he have left in the tank? Like he's like an 80-year-old man or something. He's like 26.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And he finally like assembled the team and like went in and fucking won. And they're some guy made like a YouTube documentary about it. It's actually awesome.
I think I watched it.
Yeah, it's a really good watch.
The thing that I remember most was there's this clip of his wife. She's like painting her room, and she just writes like in the paint. She writes 0-4. And like reference the fact that he's been there 4 times. He's not in the room, by the way. She's like joking about it on her stream, and then he ends up seeing a clip of it later, and the fucking look on his face, like the like disappointment and just actual soul pain that her doing that did to him, always stuck with me. Of like, oh man,
That'll drive a man. That'll drive a man.
Yeah, that was. Oh. Thank God I'm dog shit at games. I never have to worry about like losing a championship. I'll just never get there.
You never get tilted about games anyway, so.
Yeah, I would never get mad in a video game. That's crazy.
Yeah, you're
dude.
probably one of the more calm people that I know.
Yeah, absolutely. I've never just fucking lost my mind on shit.
And you're especially patient with people.
Yes, that's yeah. One of the things that people think of when they think of me is patience and not screaming. Those are two big, yeah.
Calm,
Absolutely.
collected, understanding man.
Yeah,
A man of the people.
for
A
sure.
welcoming atmosphere.
No, in my defense, okay, I will say there are times where I am unbelievably calm with certain people, but other times, dude, like the better you are at a game or the more I respect you as a person, there's a higher chance that I freak the fuck out on you in a video game, right?
Because you know that guy
He
knows
loves me.
better.
Yeah. So it's like,
You
you
heard it
know,
here first, folks. He loves me.
yeah, absolutely, I love you. Why the fuck would I be doing a podcast with you, fucking monkey? Second of all, like, for example, if I played a shooter with Night Edge, right? And the little guy walked in front of her and she didn't see. She missed the shot. You know, listen, buddy, you don't play shooters. It's okay. If I'm playing with fucking Jit, okay, and I watch the guy walk in front of his fucking screen, and Jit's just like, ooh, do, and we fucking die because of that, I'm gonna fucking buy a plane ticket to fucking Canada and then like pre-order a fucking hammer at a Home Depot in Canada. Shout out quotes. And I'm gonna use that fucking hammer to murder you.
Yeah, sometimes you have to remind somebody that they're better than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
It's really important to.
And that's good leadership.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good leadership.
A part of leadership is screaming at your friends uncontrollably, with just no regard for how unhinged you look during the process of yelling at them.
That's why I appointed you our guild's raid leader.
Exactly. I remember the day you sat me down and you said, "Listen, okay, I gotta stop bad guys on the street, okay? You know, there's only one Officer Rukes, you know, and there are 1,000 criminals a day, and I gotta stop every last one of them. So I'm gonna bestow upon you temporarily raid
I need
leader.
you to hold it down.
Yeah, exactly. I was essentially your bottom bitch. You know, I was holding it down for you while you were out just. I'm not saying that you were like Batman, but I'm saying you're better than Batman in terms of your ability to stop crime.
That's for other people to say, you know, like I don't want to say that, you know, I'm a hero or anything like that. That's for, you know, form your own opinions.
Yeah, that's for the news, the president, the people. Yeah.
Yep. The commissioner.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
them to recognize.
Yeah. I can't wait for Commissioner Rukes to fucking. I don't know what he'll do, but I'm sure it'll be fucking based.
What I will do is I will make changes from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
I'll root out corruption.
Based.
And I will make sure that justice is served.
Wow. You heard it here first, folks. When he runs for whatever commissioner means, you'll know today.
Have you not
October
seen
14th.
Batman? He's like the guy in charge of the
Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
haven't seen Batman.
Okay, well,
Like he's the guy who has the power to like signal Batman. Like he makes that call.
Yeah, that's what the commissioner means. You get the access to the bat symbol.
Like guys will be like, oh, like I don't know, what do we do? And he'll be like, put up the fucking signal. That's what we do. I'm giving the order. Put it up.
I just love the idea of like you actually do become commissioner and you're just completely confused by the fact that there is no bat symbol in your like local precinct.
Like, hey, Mr. Mayor, it's the commissioner. Just wondering, where is the bat signal? I looked on the roof and I don't see anything.
just being absolutely shocked.
He just muted
He's just
himself.
having a fucking giggle over there by himself.
There you go.
Listen, I hit my fucking mute button, but yeah, just the concept of a guy like not understanding that Batman isn't real, and like
there's no previous indication that this guy is like he's super smart, super hard,
always been on the ball.
Guy, all business.
Made it to commissioner.
Yeah,
and then he gets there and is like, "Wait, are you guys serious? That's just made up.
That's
are
like
you fucking
TV.
kidding me?
Like I busted my ass off my entire life to meet Batman.
I would have never fucking applied
Yeah.
for this job if I knew that it wasn't gonna have a bat signal.
What the fuck?
That's where you become the Batman.
That's true.
You get them to get that signal in.
Yeah, you become the vigilante hero we need. Do you remember when this was like fucking 5 or 6 years ago at this point? There was that Trump speech that he gave where he like just in the middle of it started quoting the Dark Knight movie. Do you remember that? Or the Dark Knight Returns, where it's like a Bane's speech at the stadium where it's like, "We give it back to you, the
Take back your
people."
city.
Yeah, like there's just like a 4 to 5 sentence break for some reason where he just like verbatim says the lines, and I remember like this was years ago watching that and being like, what the fuck just happened? I'll send you after this. It's like I think it might be like 1 or 2 sentences, but it's like he literally talks about like, "Give it back to you, the people," and it's like, isn't that what Bane said? Like, wait, like what the fuck is happening right now?
He's doing a fucking Bane. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, it was. Oh, I remember that so vividly.
Awesome.
And like, I thought it was fucking hilarious. I remember like Twitter being like, "I can't believe." It's like, no, that's fucking hilarious. That's what you should be doing.
The guy was fucking. He was hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely. The man was
Definitely
a fucking
comedy gold from up here.
dude.
Like whether you liked him or not, for 4 years, you could turn on the news at any time and laugh.
Yeah,
We definitely had a lot of giggles.
the best part too is like he's not doing a character, right? Like that's just who he is at his soul. Like
100%.
have you guys seen the like he got in trouble with, I can't remember the agency where he's like currently being like, they're talking about how he like lied about the value of his properties, right? And his defense is like, whoa, like sure, like the retail value of like a 500 square foot building at this point in time was like this much money, and the reason we were charging this much money, well, because it's got the Trump brand on it, you know, so therefore it's just inherently worth more. Like
Just worth more.
yeah, and it was just like you're not even saying that as like a lawyer thing.
Don't you people know that my name, anything like it just
Yes.
turns to gold?
Yes, and it's like, oh, like I don't think that he was like in bad faith breaking the law. I genuinely think his excuse is like, oh, I didn't know you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Like, and I love that.
I'm a businessman. I
Yeah.
was doing business stuff.
Yeah, like anytime someone breaks a law, but they broke it in earnest, that's so fucking funny to me. Just like, you know, like stealing some shit is like one. It's like, okay, whatever you stole, like, you're a bad guy or whatever.
Who cares?
But it's no shit, wrong.
A little bit of petty theft.
No,
Nobody
incorrect.
cares.
But like, just the idea of committing some like blatantly obvious white collar crime and just being like, oh, like that wasn't allowed. Like we're not supposed to do that. Is just
Since when can you not do that?
Yeah,
I've been doing that for 20 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then it's like they'll just start being like, yeah, I've been doing crime for like 35 fucking years. And it's like, you're not supposed to say that. That's like you just go.
You're saying that it's tax evasion? Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
Like, I guess I've been evading taxes for 30 years. Like, shh. Like, stop.
Don't look into my books, guys.
Yeah. Oh, do you guys ever watch like police interrogation breakdown videos?
Yes.
Where it's they're so funny. It's like you could like literally murder someone in cold blood and like be completely covered in their blood and cum and be arrested. And like as long as you get a lawyer, there's like a 42% chance you just get off. Like instead they'll be like, now listen, Mr. Officer Man, okay? I know you caught me there with the hammer in my hand, bludgeoning his head. But it probably was. I hated the guy, absolutely, and I wanted him dead, and I loudly shouted, I'm gonna kill him 5 weeks ago. But that's beside, I'm not that kind of guy. And it's like, if you had just shut the fuck up, there was a chance that you'd just take the W here.
Yeah.
But instead, they'll just start incriminating themselves for no reason.
All the time, you'll see it too. Like guys just be like, listen, I can explain. All right. And it's like, don't.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Yeah.
Stop talking.
Let them
Simply
wonder.
Stop.
Yeah.
Let them wonder.
That has to be the best part of being an officer. Like, anytime you stop someone, like, let me explain. And you're like, okay.
Go on.
Like, like, fuck it. Okay.
You have my attention.
Yeah, this is all on camera, so please go ahead and explain. Yeah. And then, you know, later when you're meeting with your lawyer, he goes, what the fuck? Like,
dude, what?
like,
what did you tell him?
The amount of people who have been able to talk their way out of a recorded crime is zero. Just shut
I was
the
gonna
fuck
say
up.
it has to be 0.
Like,
There's
there's
think like, hang on, there's a reason I can explain this, all right? It's like
Yeah.
you definitely fucking can't.
yeah, I promise you, you can't. Your
You're
best
not
bet
going to.
is
You can try.
shutting
See
the
that
fuck
camera
up.
right there?
Exactly.
Don't say anything.
Yes. Oh, it's so good. Or it's like my favorite are like innocent people that think that like their best opportunity when they're brought into the interrogation room is like they're like, you want to talk to a lawyer? Or like, no, I'm innocent. I'll talk about it. It's like, no. Even if you're innocent, you should probably have legal representation with you.
Yeah.
Because all it takes is like 4 misinputs and you're donezo, brother.
Yeah, like one like slip up.
Yeah.
I got incredibly lucky because I had to talk to an officer once, and I was definitely innocent. And he said, "You want to have a little chat right now?" I was like, "Sure." I was like, "Do you think I need a lawyer?" And he's like, "No, it's fine." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Let's have a chat then." Yeah, it turned out great.
I'm a big fan of like how the legal system works because it's the closest thing that we have to like wizards and magic in terms of like words having spell powers, right? Like for example, right? If a cop stops you, most people just think like, "Oh, I'm here." If you just hit him with the "Am I being detained?" spell, if the answer is no, just leave. Just get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, you could just go.
Yeah, it's so funny to me. Just the idea of like there is a
But here's the
magic spell.
problem.
Yeah, it's like the second
If they actually like if they have a reason to detain you and there
Yeah.
are so many stupid things you
Yep.
could do. Like
Yep.
if you cross the street in between intersections or
Yep.
something. Usually once the answer is like, yeah, you are being detained, everything falls apart. You
Yep.
could see it fall apart for them.
Yeah.
They're like, oh fuck, that was my thing.
Their spell fizzled out.
Yeah, he had the counter spell
like,
ready, dude. He fucking
Spell resisted.
Yeah, spell resisted. There
Now-
you go.
My favorite here is seeing people try and use your American spells in Canada because it just doesn't work. It's just not the
Yeah,
same
it's
spells.
different.
It's-
It's different.
But they all read the same American spell book and say,
Bruce,
"No, this is how it was."
have you ever encountered a oh god, what are they called? The maritime law people?
Oh,
Something
Sovereign
citizen.
citizen.
Sovereign citizen.
Yeah, have you
Yeah.
ever dealt with one of those kind of fellas?
I haven't personally, but I know of them in our area, and I
Oh.
know like guys who have had interactions with them.
Rukes avoids them.
Yeah,
I
Because
have
they're
had
annoying.
people. I have had like people who like kind of tried to go down that road,
Mhm.
but didn't really know like what they were
Yeah,
talking
they
about.
weren't learned. They did not know the correct incantations.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like my favorite NPC like in the entire world. The dialogue tree they go down.
It's one of the most entertaining things in the world to like watch those
Yeah.
videos.
Oh, 100%. Now to be the officer like dealing with that is probably one of the most frustrating like tilting experiences of all time.
I
but-
feel like I would really love it.
I would love to watch you interact with a sovereign
Yeah.
citizen.
Sometimes like not like a
I'd like to
full
sit on
blown
the
sovereign
side.
citizen, but sometimes someone would be like, "Well, I know for a fact that you're not allowed to be talking to me right now." And it's like, yeah, that's not a real thing.
Yeah, it's like why would I not be allowed to talk to
That's
you?
that's the best. I love when somebody says something that I know, like, oh,
Yeah.
that's wrong, and I could just like, yeah, no, that's not true. They're like, I know that I'm guaranteed a phone call right now.
Yeah, it's like, no,
nope, that's
like-
just on Law and Order. That's
Yeah,
not a real thing.
It's like, do you think that phones existed when we fucking like
Yeah.
came up with these rules? Like, no, like
Like, guess what, buddy? You have to let me go because you didn't Mirandize me.
yeah.
You guess what, buddy? I didn't have to.
Like, so like I don't know, some things make sense to me in terms of like people believing them. So it's like I can't give a good example right now, but the idea that someone would think like, in what universe would the police not be allowed to talk to you unless like they were court ordered prior to like interacting with you? Like,
Yeah.
Where does that like enter their fucking mind? It's like,
Yeah, and that's like you could literally just walk up to anybody and like, hey, buddy, you got a second? Can I
Yeah.
talk to you?
yeah,
Hey, what's your name? Like, you could do that,
yeah.
but if you don't have anything, they could just say like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I just I don't understand where some of these like concepts come into. Like the like phone call thing, right? Like I understand why people think that, right? It's on TV all the fucking time. You know,
Mhm.
that one makes sense to me. But just the idea that someone would be like, "Oh, I know you can't talk to me." It's like, what? Why? Why would I not be allowed to talk? Like, what the? Are you
Yeah,
dumb?
I'm talking
Like,
to you right now, dude.
yeah. Like, if I weren't an officer, would I like? I would still be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
it's called a
no.
mere encounter. You could just,
Yeah.
we're just, hey, I just encountered you, and I want to
Oh,
see, like, are you on any quests? Like, what's going
yeah.
on?
Yeah. What's your XP per hour? Like, you got any good
Yeah.
drops on you? Yeah. Have you dealt with any like open carry Andes?
No, I've seen a couple of them, and I was actually standing in line at the at a gas station. Like, I stopped in for a Red Bull, and the guy in front of me was open carrying.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, whatever. So I'm just kind of like looking at him. And then he turns around and sees me, and he's like, it's all good, man. I got a permit. And I was like, you don't need one in Pennsylvania. So
Yeah.
cool.
Like, don't tell me
Like,
that.
he wanted to, like, go ahead, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I watched a video about this. Like,
Yeah.
God, the hard on some of them get for like trying to evoke a reaction.
Dude, as someone who loves firearms and like I am like probably the most like redneck pro firearm person in this fucking like our
Mhm.
entire community. Like I think that I should be allowed to own like a fucking minigun, dude. Okay? Me
I
specifically.
agree. I love them. I love guns. I love them.
Yeah, yeah. But some motherfuckers, it's like so like someone will get like stopped for like open carrying an AR or some shit, right? And then it's like the normal human interaction with that is like, hey, like I'm just exercising my like First Amendment right. Here's my gun. You know, it's not like chambered or anything. I'm following all the rules. Like, have a good day, man. And that's how the interaction ends. Nothing happens
Yeah.
to you that's bad. Instead, they immediately escalated as much as possible.
Yep.
And it's like,
Yep.
holy fuck, dude.
Like, I saw one where, like, this cop handled it masterfully.
yeah.
Because he's like, look, man, I know, like, you're well within your rights to do this and everything, but you have to understand that this isn't something that a normal person
Mhm.
would do. So obviously, when people see you with an AR,
Exactly.
they're gonna call us. So I'm just asking, how long are you gonna be out here demonstrating, just so I know how long our phones are gonna be getting bombarded?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like it's one of those things of like someone who does that, you can't even approach them with like a reasonable, like logical frame of mind because it's like
Yeah.
a normal person like is not
Just wouldn't be there.
yeah, just would not be looking to do these things. And it's like I didn't realize that until way too late in my life that like some people just aren't normal and like just cannot comprehend social norms or making someone else uncomfortable or like how their tone can be like discerned. And it's just like, God, you fucking suck, dude. Like, if you just were fucking normal, like every single person could walk around with a fucking RPG out and everyone would be like totally chill. But instead, like you're gonna spurg the fuck out when like a normal citizen who doesn't own a gun is like concerned that like some dude is walking around with a gun outside their house. Like and as someone who loves firearms and like that's a reasonable concern to have, you know?
Yeah. And that's an alarming call to get too. Like, as a cop, like, you'll
Yeah.
get that. Like,
Fucking active shooters.
there's a guy walking around with a gun. It's like, okay, some shit might be about to
Yeah.
go off. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
it might be just an open carry guy, or it might
A
turn into
very
shit.
angry guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
So what are you gonna do?
I also just open carry is like one of the most dog shit ways to carry a weapon. Like
It's fucking stupid.
yeah, it's like assuming
You're
like
just gonna be the first guy to get shot.
exactly. You literally might be the catalyst for getting shot. I might just walk up to you and fucking crouch down and press pickpocket, and your perception skill is like 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Like
Like, if I'm like, oh, like, I'm a bad guy. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
shoot this McDonald's up, and I
Yeah.
walk in and I see a guy ordering a cheeseburger with a gun. I'm gonna be like, let me kill him first,
Yeah.
just so that
yeah, that problem is
everyone else will be
resolved
defenseless. Yeah,
immediately.
We'll just get him out of the way.
Yeah, like obviously concealed carries in some states are a lot harder to get, but like concealed
Yeah.
carry is just the way to go. Like
Yeah, definitely,
there's you gain
no one looks at you funny.
nothing.
No one gets
Exactly.
freaked out and scared.
Yeah, and it's like my only issue is that like I don't know how to explain. Like I'm so hypocritical when it comes to guns because I'm like, oh, I should be allowed to like concealed carry whatever the fuck I want and like literally be armed like Rambo, but like There are some motherfuckers that I'm like, dude, he's such a more like this person when he gets a concealed firearm is going to escalate situations. It's like he's gonna take that firearm as like I'm the man in this scenario, as opposed to like I need to de-escalate this so I don't have to fucking shoot anybody.
Yeah, you have to understand like the power that you have.
Yeah, exactly.
Like carrying that, and like anybody, like people will tell like, oh hey, I'm thinking about going and getting a concealed carry permit, like what do you think? And it's like, I think you should go get a gun and go to the shooting range and like maybe take like, you know, a couple lessons so that like you actually know how to operate the death machine that you're gonna carry around.
100%. Or like nothing to me is more cringe too than like someone gets a concealed carry and like I know it sounds cringe to do, but like just practice drawing your firearm, because like what the fuck is what's gonna happen when like shit actually goes down? You're just like, oh gosh, like oh fuck
shit,
and you're
like
you're
fucking
just
put
fumbling.
a round through your leg and
exactly.
Shit, you don't have trigger discipline. It's you got to get training, and like you have to also like you have to kind of brush up on like your, you know, whatever state you're in, like what are the laws here, you know, what you know, you have to understand use of force and like what gives you the actual right to then, you know, brandish that weapon or use it.
Yeah, like for like, you know, Texas and California have two vastly different legal systems, right? Like
big time.
Unless the man is like literally penetrating you, I don't think you can shoot him in California. Like he has to be.
I don't think so either. I know California is one of like the most like big like most liberal gun laws like probably in the state.
California is like, you know, he might even be allowed to penetrate you, and like as long as he doesn't go like beyond like 1.5 inches, like you can't stop him.
Yeah.
Like you're impeding his right. Yeah, at that point.
Whereas in Texas, like
if
a guy stares at you for too long.
Yeah. If in your head he was mean to you, like you imagined a scenario where he escalated, you were allowed to kill him now.
Yeah, I felt like that guy was gonna hit me.
Yeah, he looked like someone that was mean to me in high school, and I thought he was gonna attack me, so I had to preemptively shoot every person in this McDonald's to stop them.
My life was in danger. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
That's the first. Anytime if you ever get in a situation where you have to kill somebody, don't explain why. All you say to that cop is, "I thought my life was. I was fearing for my life.
I thought I was about to die."
So it was a toddler in a stroller. He's like, that stroller was moving so unbelievably fast. I was in fear for my life.
You didn't see the look in that kid's eyes.
Yeah, just
that was probably the next Dahmer.
Yeah,
you should thank me.
Yeah, exactly. Like, sir, you expended 19 magazines. You opened a duffel bag. Like the stroller kept rolling. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. I was defending myself.
Yeah, sir, you don't understand. You weren't there.
Yeah, you were not there. Okay.
If you were, maybe this wouldn't have had to happen.
Exactly. Maybe you'd be the one
minutes
shooting
away,
the child.
Seconds counted.
Exactly.
God.
Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah, no. I wish more people grew up around firearms and were like given proper training, because there is no universe that I think even two might be too much. Like anything beyond 2 in terms of like taking someone out to go shooting that have never operated a gun before, it's like, no, if I leave you unsupervised for like 30 seconds, you're probably going to shoot one of us on accident, because like you are a moron.
Listen, next year I'm calling it. We're going to a gun range, all 25 of us.
They want, so for my birthday, they're like, oh, we should bring like 15 people to like a gun range, and I'm like, no, I can't watch 19 of you. There's just no way. Like, I'm going to look away, and Jit's going to be like, yeah, this gun's pretty cool. He's gonna take the magazine out, forgetting there's a round racked into it, and he's gonna pull the trigger, shooting May in the head, who's then gonna fall and like leak like fucking 5 shots, and just it's gonna be like dominoes.
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm always the first one, the catalyst in this situation.
A lot of ranges. I mean, any like actual like good range usually is like range safety officers and stuff like that. Yeah. The local range, we have an indoor range actually pretty close to my house that has like the safety officer that's always there, and to even be able to shoot there, like the first time you go, you have to like watch a presentation on like safe handling and everything. Like that's good thing. Those are good things. Yeah. That's important.
Yeah, 100%. Like again, if you did not grow up around firearms and someone who taught you responsibility with them, like so many fucking people, like things that would be common sense to me don't even enter the fucking head. Like
no.
Yeah. They'll be
You can find so many like gun range fails on YouTube where
Yes.
it's like, wow, that guy almost just fucking died.
yeah, or like, oh wow, like that guy almost murdered the guy next to him and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how many people for some reason like they're like dogs where it's like, you know, the second like line of sight is broken, it just forgets about it. Where it's like, no, like your gun will shoot through that wall and probably kill someone. So maybe don't like
Yeah.
just fucking wave it around like a psycho.
Yeah,
It's just
oh, fucking sweet, guys, check
yeah,
it out.
Exactly.
Not good. Can't do that.
Yeah. That or like anytime like someone will give someone a shotgun, like a semi-auto shotgun, and just not prepare them for the fact that like there is a chance that you go vertical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that. That was
Yeah.
fun.
I
It's
was
gonna
like,
kick back and punch you in the face,
Yeah.
and you're gonna become disoriented to the
Yes.
point where you're gonna get whiskey throttle.
Yep. When I was 9 years old, my dad was like, "Here's a semi-auto shotgun," and they just like, "Go shoot this turkey." 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot. Thank God he
Yeah.
had the foresight
Like,
to like only put in 3 fucking shells. But anytime I give someone like a semi-automatic handgun, it's like we're gonna do 1 bullet first, just to just to make sure that you're
Just
not
one.
to make sure that you understand that the gun will like bounce back, right? And then once you're comfortable, like, dude, we'll just start sending rounds all day, brother. Just go ham.
Can't wait. I'm gonna drive over.
I mean, firing guns is fun, and practicing is super important. I think if you ever like genuinely want to have like a firearm for your own safety, like you should practice with it because
Big
like,
time, yeah. I encourage anybody who like ever talks to me about it, because like my where I work now, like our office actually does the concealed carry permits for our county, and like people come in all the time, like a fucking 80-year-old woman
yeah,
will come in like, I'm here to get my gun permit, and it's like, okay, sweetie, do you know where the local range is? Here, I'm gonna draw you directions up
Yeah.
to the range. I want you to go up there and talk to those guys, okay? They'll help you out.
yeah. My brother and my dad, I was too young to get one, have a concealed carry permit, and they both got there through 2 very different means. So my brother was like, he worked for like an ambulance place, and he like resuscitated some dude that was in a gang, and the other gang, instead of like being better at killing, was upset that like, oh, you resuscitated, like we're gonna kill you then. Then we're on Facebook.
Oh, you fucking saved him?
Yeah, like on Facebook, like at fucking my brother's name, I'm gonna kill you,
God.
motherfucker. And it's like, well, this is the easiest way to get a concealed carry permit of all time. Like,
Yeah.
So my brother got it super easy. My dad applied like 2 or 3 times. And they're like, no. And my dad was like, okay, I'm gonna donate $20,000 to the sheriff's office. And they're like, we've reconsidered. You actually really need to have a concealed carry permit.
You know what, man? We've been thinking about it, and I think we really overlooked your
Yeah,
application. and-
Exactly.
yeah. Well, there you go. Hey, that's one way
Yeah.
to get it.
And it's like
Crazy.
my dad surprisingly has had like far more encounters where he had to like draw his firearm than like the average person getting a concealed carry, because we have like a big business area that we work in that's like full of crackheads, and the amount of times that like you enter your building like to go to work and there's like a fucking crackhead NPC, like a fucking raider from Fallout with like a pipe in his hand. It's like, okay, I need you to leave the building now, and if you approach me, I'm going to murder you. So the door is over there. Get the fuck out. Sorry, man.
Please leave.
And it's like, why do you have a pipe? Like, what the fuck
Dude,
were you doing
just
here?
Don't know when something fucking crazy is
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Exactly.
Like it was probably like a year and a half ago. Me and my ex-girlfriend got up to go to breakfast, and so we're driving, and she makes a left turn onto like the main road in our town, and she cut a guy off, and the guy like laid on the horn, and she's like, oh my god, didn't mean to do it. And I'm like, it's fine, like, whatever, just, we're fine, keep going. And so we kept going, and we got to a red light, and I see this car rip around us and park in front of us. And I knew, like, she didn't know what was going on. I was like, get on the phone right now and call 911.
It's gonna be.
And I got out of the car and was screaming. I was like, fucking, don't do it, bud. Get the fuck back in your car and get out of here.
Yeah.
And we screamed at each other for a minute. And it's like, dude, this guy might have a gun. He might have, he might charge us with a fucking machete. Like, this guy's obviously a psycho to just pull a maneuver like that in traffic in broad daylight. He obviously doesn't fear much.
Yeah.
But thankfully it de-escalated and he left.
Yeah. I
That could have been a bad
I had
incident.
a very similar issue. I had just taken all of my, like, two of my friends out to go shooting at in the BLM land, which is the Bureau of Land Management. Nowadays, when you say I went shooting in the BLM land, people get like upset.
Sounds bad.
Yeah, yeah. No, like it's federal land you're allowed to shoot on. Like, Anyways, we're going back home on the freeway, and my friends were on the freeway. We're fucking like 17, 18 years old, and I believe one of them yelled like, "Nice tires, retard," because the guy was in like one of those like racer cars with the like not straight tires. They're like, you know, diagonal. This man did not take kind of that, and like we're in like bumper to bumper traffic, and he starts fucking screaming at us, and so like we get the fuck off the freeway like immediately.
That's like, oh fuck.
and we watch this dude like cut through traffic. He's like going over like the fucking like little like median to get off the freeway too, and he's like following us to our house, and we're now like on a single like road lane, and he's like holding something out of his car. I think it was his phone, now that I think about it. In my head, I'm like, this is like some like random dude just like covered in tats. Like, I'm like, oh, like I've killed my friends by taking them out. It's my bad. Like,
yeah,
this is on me. And he's like holding something out. I can't see what it is. And I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. Like, we're going to die in a drive-by.
We're all about to die.
We're in a car full of firearms. My fucking retard friends are like, oh, like, give me the gun. And I'm like, 0 of you are getting the gun, okay? I will be the arbiter of the firearm right now because you guys have like 48 minutes of firearm experience, and I've got like 10 years at this point. So I'm just like sitting there behind our like tinted windows, just waiting. Like, please, dude, like, don't fucking get yourself killed right now. Like, don't. Whatever you pull out of your fucking car right now, please be your hands. Please don't make me fucking kill you. Please, 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 please. And like we're on a one like lane street, right? He like ramps the fucking curb to get up next to us, and he pulls out his hand, does like 6 gang signs, and then drives away. And I'm like, that guy thinks he is the biggest badass of all time, and he has no clue that like I was ready to just fucking blow his brains out.
It's only about to be about that life.
Yeah, and it was like one of the most like stress relieving moments of like, oh, thank God, he just thought he was a tough guy. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna have to shoot you 48 times to the chest.
Yeah, like thank God.
Yeah, that was.
It could have got ugly.
I remember like that was like the one and only time I ever got to experience like road rage and being like, oh, like people who are behind the wheels of cars.
Road rage is fucking crazy.
It blows my mind. Like I'll get like tilted in my car and be like, God damn, bro, like what the fuck, dude? But I will never like chase a motherfucker down to have a confrontation about the way this dude drove.
You can't, because you just don't know these days, man. People are fucking crazy.
Like,
that's why you come to Canada, where it's much safer to do these things, and you can confront anyone you want.
True.
They'll probably apologize to you.
Exactly.
There you go.
But yeah,
I do it on a daily. Just get a little stressed out. I find someone who's driving a little weird. I tail them for a few hours.
for 4 to 5 blocks, and I start screaming at them.
I just find somebody and I just, start a confrontation with them.
I follow them home. I mark their habits down. I start feeding their dog grapes and little chocolate treats in the hopes that eventually it'll get sick and I'll get my revenge. Yeah, I have never understood road rage. Like
it's nuts, man.
Yeah, like or like
it's
people
like,
who like cut
like,
other people off on purpose. Or go for it.
Like that thing that you just did, like that made me mad. But I'm gonna keep going because like I'm in my car for a reason.
Yeah.
Like I have to go somewhere. Like, so goodbye.
There is no. I want to like. What do they think is gonna happen at the end of this confrontation? That you're gonna be like, you know what, man? I made a misinput there when I was driving. That was my bad. Here's $38. Thank you for stopping me and screaming at me.
Like, you know what, man? Here's all my money. Sorry.
Exactly.
You're the best.
Yeah. Like, do you want my car? Like, you can just have the keys. Like,
there you go.
Yeah, my mom's home right now. You can go fuck her if you like. I guess if that's what you want.
I'm gonna send my sister over to your house later.
Exactly.
She's gonna make this all go away.
Yeah.
I like to. Oh,
go for it.
I was just gonna say, I like to think that at this point in the podcast, May's driving home after a stressful day at work, and someone cuts her off, and she's just fucking losing it on them, plotting their death, and then just hearing us in the background like, what kind of unhinged person?
Yeah, I love the idea of May just gripping her steering wheel and like trying to flex it, and like, you know, one of us goes to drive her car one day for some reason, and like you grab the steering wheel, and like, why is it so like loose and bendy? What the fuck?
Her handprints are like directly like pushed into this.
Oh man, I just
2 tiny little indents on the wheel.
I am the most like, I am the best person to be in traffic with you because guess what? I'm gonna be in the slow lane and just go. I don't want any part of this. Just fucking go. Like, oh, you missed your off ramp and you need to get off. Like, fuck it, dude. I'm team. Let's get where we're going. You know, everyone's made a miss input and missed their fucking exit. Like, come on, bro. Let's just go. Like, at the end of the day, like, we should all just get to where we're going, and no one should stop their car, roll down their window, and exit the vehicle. Yeah. It's just.
Because that's just gonna slow everything down.
Exactly. Do you ever see those videos where like someone will have a gun in their car and they'll just start like, "Oh, you cut me off!" Bam, 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 bam. That's.
I have seen videos like that, yeah, where people just start shooting out of their car.
Yeah.
Which is like, yeah, you're gonna go to jail, man.
Yeah,
you're not allowed to do that.
Ooh, yeah,
not a cool thing.
You're not allowed to.
Wait,
do
since
that.
when is that against the rules?
Yeah. Like, what
I've
the
been doing
fuck?
that for 20 years.
I thought the concealed carry permit was a license to kill. I'm confused right now.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the guy made me mad. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, like
my dad raised me to be a man. All right,
exactly. Fucking exactly. Oh man. Okay, it has been over an hour, so I hope May has enjoyed this. Rukes, you were a fantastic guest. I hope you get to 80 soon.
I loved it, man. Thanks for having me, and I will get to 80 soon, and I will get back in the raid.
Hell yeah,
I
brother.
can't wait to play with you, Rukes.
That is all, boys.